Hello, everybody. Um, you'll probably see me looking into like more than one camera because I have a flat screen over here and then I have my laptop here. Um, Today, I do acknowledge, the passing of a man that totally destroyed my daughter. And he basically forced her to live the way he wanted her to live or the way he felt that she should live instead of allowing her to choose the way that she would live. Um, she loved her grandpa very deeply, but my daughter Alicia lost one of her grandpas a couple days ago, about a week or so ago. I won't say his name for privacy and all that, but it was difficult for her, and now she's got a bunch of additional responsibility that has been put in her lap because of this person passing away. And for those of you that don't know, or I haven't said this in a while, my daughter's only 22 years old. So I hadn't live streamed in about a month, so I wanted to live stream something, however short or bit, long or short, whatever. But I wish that me and Donald could have had a decent relationship, just as in laws. I mean, even though me and Adam have been divorced since 2000, um, so about 19 years, yeah. I will give, first name should be safe enough. Um, but it was, Alicia knew it was coming, and, it's not something that you can stop. Sorry, my hair is such a mess today. I meant to take a shower, but I've been busy with so much other stuff, I haven't taken my shower yet. Um, Excuse me, but I said something not so nice one time to this person that passed away on a phone message. And I, regretted it pretty much as soon as I did it, really, because I was just so angry at the way that family always viewed me as, scum because I was poor. I'm not saying my daughter views me that way because she doesn't, but she acknowledges, yeah, I'm poor. I'm not pooping $100 bills like some people have the fortune to do. I don't have a job. I'm on SSI. Trying to make my own way in the world, trying to make my own niche, trying to get subscribers. I only have 3. So, it's hard to find content that people like, that people can relate to, or that, I don't want someone to check out one of my live streams on here and go, oh, it's another one of those, and then click, not even watch it, because that's kind of rude, mean, and hurtful, but, you can't stop it from happening either, and I'm scared to death to have the live chat activated and working, because if people did suddenly stumble across this place, well, I don't, I don't want any trolls, let me just put it that way. But I did want to say that this person that passed away, I wish them well. I hope they had a peaceful passing, and that, they are in whatever their version of heaven is. Um, and that all is well. But meanwhile, my daughter is going through a lot. She's getting some kind of inheritance. I don't know how big, but at one point I remember her telling me it was Donald. It was his entire estate. She's the only grandchild, um, and it's like, wow, that's a heavy load. That's a heavy responsibility to put on a 22-year-old. She grew up in a war zone, being told that every side she chose was wrong. So she wasn't allowed to have a side. She wasn't allowed to choose. She was forced into a certain way of life, and the best that I could protect her was have a conversation with her when she was just a toddler, and saying, honey, I know you might not understand this now, but I hope that you will one day when you understand what these words mean. But your grandpa here is, money, status, and power is all they think about, is all they believe, they should have endless wealth. And, you know, I agree, but now that endless wealth has become my daughter's blessing and also burden, because if you think about it, that's a lot of responsibility. And I don't know that she's even going to let me in on any of it, meaning talk to me about it, say, you know, Mom, this weighs really heavy on me. I don't know what to do. And I mean, if I was her in her place, I'd probably be the same way. I know actually I was kind of once when my dad died 29 years ago. He left me and my two siblings an inheritance. He left us the same exact amount. By the end of it all, at first the amount was $8,878. Now, in today's age and living era, with the cost of living being so much higher now, it's harder and harder to find places that are decent, that you can afford, and that you can, you know, split the bills and rent down the middle. And or if you get lucky enough to get a trusted friend to move in with you as a roommate, so that means you're going to have to get at least a 2-bedroom. Me, I would prefer a 3-bedroom. That way we would still have a guest bedroom, and that I would probably use as my office. I titled this video, this footage today, Anger Management, because that is something that I am learning for myself, because it's a book that I got from the library, and I really like it. It's very informative, but you know, I mean, go check some out. See if you can find one that's about anger management, because what I did was, after I read it completely through, I went back through and I wrote all the key points of each section. I put the page number of that section so I know exactly what key point section. And I then go back to the very first keynotes or key points and read them through and do some of the experiments that they suggest as a way to basically kind of evaluate yourself, I guess, in a way. But this, before I go any further with that, my daughter's grandpa was buried, I guess, able to put him in the ground yesterday sometime. So I hope he's happy. I really do, and at peace. And I do regret saying that all those years ago, because it haunted me to the end. But I just, from the beginning, it was like Donald. Stop saying that. I would have liked to have been on friendlier terms with him, you know? But he pushed me from day one by calling me scum because I'm poor, and being unhappy that his son chose me because I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't thin enough, I wasn't Jewish enough, I wasn't rich enough. So what good was I to his family, is basically how I've been treated my entire life. My poor daughter, on the other hand, has been there. Understand this, so please don't get mad at me if you misunderstand it at first. Just listen me through, okay? Please don't judge, criticize. I'm not here to hurt. I'm really not. Now I've lost my train of thought. Well, I guess I can just say that, you know, I know that my daughter's going through a lot of responsibility right now, a lot of added responsibility. Thank goodness her grandpa's secretary is handling a lot of the paperwork, I guess. And at least he was buried yesterday, because there was like some holidays in the way, and because he was Jewish, he couldn't be buried on a Sunday. And I mean, I don't really know anything about Judaism, so I trust what my daughter says, because she did, you know, acknowledge it and kind of practice it. You know, I think she kind of liked the Hanukkah, where there's like 12 days of presents or something like that. I would love to have a menorah in the house, in my house, and not feel like I was insulting any of the Jews in the world, because I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just saying that me and this guy, this person, the experience was bad from day one. And my daughter suffered for it. She was their trophy. That's what I forgot about earlier. She was their trophy. And why I say that is, I'm not saying they're not good people. I believe that everybody is good. I tend to see the good in people before I see the bad. And sometimes I don't see the bad at all because there's so much in the world. It's like, how can you even really notice it? Why focus on what's already around you, like in, bales and barrels and boxes and whatever, just everywhere. In my opinion, we are living in hell right now, and there's demons running the fucking streets. I still want to do some paranormal investigating, but I just don't know when that's going to happen. I've got to get my tablet cleaned up so I can get my SD card emptied, get all that footage put on here so I can have video footage on my tablet again. Because I still got video on there from my last trip to Ravenwood Castle when I was in the Rapunzel Tower room. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, go back to some of my earlier YouTube live streams and you'll see it. It'll say Rapunzel Tower room, and that place was absolutely stunning. Okay. Elise, my daughter's grandpa that passed away, his family, he was a business lawyer. So I did not know even what that meant exactly. I was bits and pieces explained to me by, I think her dad tried to explain it to me, but I don't know if I got it, up here like I should have. But they were us in power. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them. I want to believe that there are some good ones. As a matter of fact, the ones in Seattle, Washington, my daughter seems to love to pieces. And she wants to go back, and I can't blame her. But I would like to meet them, too. I would like to stop being chucked out of that part of her life because they're family to me, too, whether I like it or not. Rather by my beliefs or not. Because their beliefs say that even though they adopted my daughter's dad and this other kid, this other boy that was my daughter's dad's, Adam's brother. And they were adopted at a young age. They were babies. And so Adam never grew up knowing his real family. And I think there may have been several times that he tried to pursue them and was never lucky enough to find them. But I'm telling you what, I was in Kosai one day and there was a kid there that looked so identical to Adam, it could have literally been his twin brother. I mean, twin brother. And Adam was not a twin that I was ever made aware. But they money, status, power. That's the way Donald was. That's the way he ran his ship. If you didn't have money and status and power, then you were a POS, and you didn't deserve to be in my presence because I'm better than you because I have money. I have never asked for donations on here. I don't expect. I mean, it would help. Yeah, every little bit helps because we're struggling too financially. We're both on SSI, so. It's not a lot. It seems like a lot, but it's really not when you figure what all is going out every month with, like what's coming out of my check, what's coming out of his check. It's a nightmare. But anyway, so please, gods and goddesses, let this be okay to say his first name. Donald, the grandpa, adopted Adam, my daughter's dad, when Adam was a baby. His parents were young. They were high school or college students or something, I guess. And they didn't want to destroy their lives by having a baby. They were irresponsible. They didn't use protection. And wham, here's Adam now. So, they grew up. Apparently, Donald I know he comes from a background of, very wealthy people. Monetarily wealthy. They have horses. They have a ranch, one of them, or at least one that I know of. And there's some in Seattle, Washington. And I've only been to one reunion back when me and Adam were still together. And that was so many years ago. I just couldn't even remember it. But I wish I would have found the placemat that had the pictures. It was a placemat made of actual photos from a trip that Adam took with Donald and Sheila, and they, so it was worth remembering. And Adam was like 18 or whatever. They were on an island where it was whatever your age, you were allowed to drink. Alcohol was served to anybody. And I think it was like 18, at least 18 or something. I don't know. But anyway, Adam loved that because he was always a drinker. And I come from an alcoholic family, so I can relate. 2020 or Mad Dog, whatever the heck it was, the flat bottle that was about yay big and it tasted like grape. And I remember some of the wacky, fun things, and it has been hell for her. So I can relate. I would like to be closer to my daughter, but I'm not going to force myself down her throat either. So I was it's saying that it's reconnecting. I hate when it does that because I don't know if it like makes the footage all glitchy. Trophy. They wanted her to make them look good, so they would make sure that she got a decent education. And I mean, hey, I'm nothing against that. I'm doing my own education right now. It's just through career. I'm burning myself now. I only got to see Donald's place one time, and it was beautiful. It was really nice. I would love to be able to live in something like that. Down Scioto River, yeah. 17th floor. When you walked in the lobby, it looked like a 5-star hotel. You had to push a little call box to get permission to get the garage door to open, and have to go through children's or anything with them, because I'm currently trying to read another book that is psychology, because I'm trying to develop a better understanding. Decided it's going to be me. I try to greet each new day as an adventure, and hopefully I'll get some things done that I've been putting off, that I know I've been putting off, and it bothers me that I'm putting it off. So I've got to do something about it. I got to be more committed. I've got a group on Polo, Marco Polo, that's about magical healing. Well, since I learned of Donald's passing, that's what I've been trying to do, is magical healing on myself, on the entire family, to do more natural things like, for sleep. And instead of even taking the melatonin, which is over the counter, it's 5 milligrams. I'm only taking 2 of them, so that's only 10 milligrams. For a while, 5 worked, because basically what it does, for those of you that may not know what's melatonin, that's what I said of what's melatonin. Melatonin is apparently some of the chemicals for somebody else, and get some more newer wrapping paper, because the stuff we have, I was sleeping in my van on the street out front. I put curtains up and everything so I could sleep, and I bet it's Katie, Vicky, and Jay. Okay. I'm doing this wrong. Alright, where's my cards? How I usually do. Coyote. Well, let me be good and do the reverse first. Okay, I hope this helps some people. If you can't laugh at yourself and your crazy antics, you have lost the game. Coyote always comes calling when things get too serious. The medicine is in laughter and joking, so that new viewpoints may be assumed. If you have coyote medicine, you may use it to make stuffy old fogies lighten up. That's me. To add cheer to a party, or to break a death grip conversation with ease. Look at the positive side of sabotaging nosy questions about your personal life. Have fun telling some gossiper that you just returned from St. Tropez in your new Lear jet. Oh, sorry, that isn't even contrary. Oh boy. Anyway, if Coyote appears, sorry, I do that when I mess up. I'm like, blah, Blake's basically, I can't talk. So I'm not doing that to anybody. If Coyote appears in the reversed position, you can be assured that he is going to be contrary and a pain in your side. Look around yourself and watch which direction he is coming from. If Coyote is approaching you from the outside, beware of this master of illusion. Coyote may put you in his spell and take. Contrary Coyote may signal a time when everything you touch backfires. All your jokes may be exploding in your face. In this reverse position, Coyote also signals a time to be aware of the intentions of others, and to look for the boomerang you threw at another person coming back to knock you from behind. Someone else's trick may be on you, or there could be deception in the wind. Whatever Coyote Reverse has conjured up, it could be coming from any direction. Remember, this Joker is always wild. Very true. Now I'm going to read the whole thing to you, because this thing it's funny, if you'll see why. There are thousands of myths and stories about Coyote the Great Trickster. Many native cultures call Coyote the medicine dog. If you have pulled this card, you can be sure that some kind of medicine is on its way, and it may or may not be to your life, forgetting to learn from his mistakes. He may have lost the battle, but he is never beaten. Coyote is sacred. In the folly of his acts, we see our own foolishness. As Coyote moves with more grace and ease than this holy trickster, Coyote takes himself so seriously at times that he cannot see the obvious. For example, St. Tropez in your new Learjet. Now, see, that sounds much funnier. So, Coyote. Yes. Coyote the trickster. So watch it, folks. Coyote's barking at your heels. Heaven, dread goddess, or world soul does not matter. She is all of these and more. New facets of her are being discovered by those who wish to journey to meet this great and terrible queen of mysteries and magic. Sign me up. Oh, never mind, I already did. She may show us one side of herself, or many, depending on the nature of her call. The paths we choose to take on this sometimes perilous expedition can lead to great wonders. The arcane truths of the realms of eternity can be found both within ourselves. Okay. And this is another deck, and I usually do one card from it. But it's angels, so I figure angels are pretty neutral. Like to see. But first, before I get into any of that, the goddess of the day is, first, it's the Festival of United Nations Day, various locations. The goddess's name is Eurynome, Eurynome. Themes, unity, peace, balance. Symbol, sacred dancing. About Eurynome. This ancient Greek goddess reached out to the chaos at the beginning of time, embraced it, and made order in the world. Through her sacred dance, the winds were born. From her womb came the land and stars, and then she created rulers for the poles, one male, one female, so that balance would forever be maintained. To do today. On October 24th, 1945, the Peacekeeping United Nations was formally established in the orderly spirit of Eurynome to stress the need for understanding between people and the power of working for a unified cause. To honor this occasion and uplift Eurynome's positive energies, gather today with any group that you work with regularly. Do something together that focuses on your power as a group to really make a difference in one another, your community, or the world. To bring Eurynome's organization and balance into your home, take a small bowl filled with water and 3 drops each of one male-oriented herbal oil like cedar, clove, lavender, mint, or pine, and one female-oriented oil like apple, coconut, jasmine, lemon, or vanilla. Put on some inspiring music, dance joyfully around your living space, and sprinkle this water as you go to draw Eurynome's blessing to you. In my journey of trying to find my niche in the world and how I can start utilizing my paranormal and astrology skills, of generalized negativity can lead to periods when much seems to go wrong in life. This can be a series nothing ever goes right. Sometimes it could be negative energies directed at us from others, possibly unwittingly. They may be jealous or resentful, even of imagined slights. It may arise from our own negative feelings, or the struggles and stresses of life can just build up a negative residue around us. There are several steps which can remove negativity and bring positive influences into our lives. First, address any debts, letters that should have those. Caption at the best you put effort and energy into it. And belief. You know, you gotta believe. You gotta truly believe. You can't be afraid of it. It's not, magic is not here to hurt us. It's here to help. It's here for a reason. It's just that some of us utilize it different ways. And whatever our way is, trust in that. Trust that that is the right way for you. This is the right way for me. Since I haven't been able to do it, expected from me of a lot of people, I believe that part of my destiny is being a spiritual leader of sorts. It just so happens that spiritually based books is a good way to start. But until I can get to that point, I feel like, okay, snippets and bits and pieces here and there without being too lengthy. I can just do it this way. And I wish I could get the bills. I mean, the bills are fine. And what I mean by breaking in is, I had my first cup of coffee in him last night and reading a really good series. That's book 7. So it's Karen Chance, called Brave the Tempest, and it's they call it a Cassie Palmer series. So I hope that's okay to say on here, because I'm trying to. I mean, it's just a book, It's not like I'm saying, "Oh, send me $20 and I'll send you the book." I'm not. To me, that would be copyright infringement. Like if I start selling other people's stuff and say that it's mine and that I did it, then yeah, I'm going to jail. No thanks, rather not. I found R2. I found this nice glass case. I got this real pretty fountain, even though it's busted up. I mean, there's a bust. One of the pieces on it is there's 2 angels, cherubs, that one of their wings is busted off. There's dove that's head is busted off, and it's like, man, I swear. But it's still beautiful to me, and it was a fountain, and it does turn on, but I just don't see how it would be able to pump any water through or anything. And the batteries are taped into the bottom. So do I really want to do that, or is that just going to make things worse? I think I'm gonna have to turn this light off because it's causing too much of a glare. There's another light over here. So this is, just. Why? Do we need to go to the store? What? I've just been live streaming for like 56 minutes, almost an hour.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you when I'm done. Because I know that one of the things that, well, at least I thought you said you wanted to do today was go to the store. Sorry if I'm disrupting something you're doing in there. Now you got to put your headphones on or something because of me. So I'm doing this 21 days before Halloween thing where I invited some people over, but they were people that I knew. I'm not going to just invite strangers, sorry. At least some of them I knew, but some of them, yeah, I didn't know. It's just nail polish. I'm not huffing anything. I'm not that stupid. I know that stuff kills people. This is a real pretty brown or something, I think. But because of where I have the flat screen sitting, this lamp over here, when I have it on, even though I like the additional light, this, you can tell right now, this is plenty of light because it's, for one, it's still daylight out. But that lamp, it causes a glare in the screen, and it just bugs me. So that's why I keep moving around. I was born a witch. I believe. I know that I have been a witch before. There have been other lifetimes when I've been a witch, and I've done some really, really bad things and hurt a lot of people. Probably killed some people. Who knows? Pretty sure I've been drowned and burned at the stake. I don't know about stoned, where they just, they just keep laying rocks onto you and slowly, very painfully crushing you and making you suffer for a very long period of time. And then guess what? Once you pass on and your spirit leaves your body, you are going to come back as one heck of a vengeful ghost. And I'd be right there to back you, because especially if you were innocent of what you were being charged and they took your life anyway, then they deserve to die. They deserve to be punished. They deserve karma to come and knock on their door and go, guess what? You've had your fun, now time to pay up. Maybe, one of the blessings in disguise of why I haven't been able to do any paranormal investigating right now is because it's just too dangerous. I'm not skilled enough in it. I've never done any really, but I believe I know how to do it. I mean, it's nothing to take a camera and find an abandoned place and sneak into it, but it all depends on where the place is, what you got to do to get there, and how small can you travel, meaning are you going to have a tiny camera in your pocket that if you're lucky you'll get 30 minutes of video footage each time before the thing shuts completely off and you're stumbling through this dark building you can't see except through the light of the camera. I love watching my paranormal investigators on here. There's so many of them. You know, I would give a shout out to all of them, but I could only probably remember a handful. And at the top of my list would have to be EWU Crew, EWU, Bob and his daughter Emma. And love them to pieces, miss their videos, miss their live streams. They're actually the ones that kind of inspired me to finally go through with getting a YouTube channel, and I have the YouTube Premium or whatever. It's like $12.89 or something a month, which that's not too bad. So, you know, yeah, I might not put something on here every day, but to me, I feel like it's like, what's the point right now? Because there's 3 people that watch these, and I don't know when they watch any of them unless I happen to talk to one on the phone and they're like, oh yeah, I just watched your video. It was really good. You did good. In which case I appreciate it. But I've always been a spiritual person. I've always tried to live my life and be the best me that I can be. But, you know, I know that I'm still going to make mistakes. I'm going to make wrong choices and decisions. It's going to get me hurt. It's going to get others hurt. Hopefully nobody killed. But I decided to do this 21 days of Halloween. It was like a party, an endless party. And I started it on the 10th of October in honor of my son Rupert Michael Mabius's birthday. And in his honor, he's still living. He's fine. An adopted family got him and they changed his name, and I won't say what that name is because I don't like it. I know the people that renamed him meant well, and they said, well, you had your reasons for to call him what you did and giving him that name. We have our reasons for calling him this name, and I don't like it because it's like, okay, and what about him? Did anybody ask his choice? Did anybody give him a choice? That if he wanted to keep his name or if he wanted to take on a name that you guys wanted to give him, you know, I mean, you're raising my kid, lady, you know, have some gratitude and appreciation. You can't even let him keep his name. But it was his birthday and I didn't get to go. I didn't get to talk to him. I didn't get to, you know, send like a birthday card because I don't even know what their address is right now. I don't know if they're in Ashland. I don't know if they're in Mansfield. I don't know where they are anymore. The mother shares my son Michael's birthday, February 9th. Rupert is, of course, October 10th. But he was born in 2005, so you do the math. He's probably like 14 or something by now, I'm pretty sure. 14 or 15 maybe, I don't know. But for a while there, you know, the mother was being really nice, and, you know, she would have like doctor appointments sometimes in Columbus. And she would let me know when she was in town and say, hey, we got this appointment that I'm taking, you know, Noah, which is the first name that she named my son. We decided to rename him. She said, Noah has an appointment. So here really is McDonald's on the left-hand side of the street, same street side we're on. But this area is really bad, and I really hope that we can get moved because I don't want to be here anymore. We've been here 12 years and it's just gone from bad to worse, in my opinion, because the landlord is a celebrity on the outside, and then whoever buys it, they can deal with the rest. And that to me is wrong. That's like false advertising because you're just doing the outside up to make it look pretty to snare them, to get them to think, oh yeah, that's nice, you know, and then buy into it. And then next thing you know, we have different landlord, manager. Every time something needs fixed in here, we tell them and they never do nothing about it. Okay. They're not good guys. And the one of them, the building manager, is suddenly being an ass now. And won't let us let Bella inside the building because he swears up and down that she's pooping and peeing everywhere, and she's not. Because if she would have, we would have smelled it, we would have cleaned it up, and then we would have, not let her come back in if she's going to do that. But Chris had a litter box set up for her down in the basement and everything. And she was litter trained, so, it's like, okay, John, where's this piss that you're talking about? Where's this poop? I don't smell it. Why is it that you're the only one that smells it? And it's like, so he told Joe, and now Joe is probably going to get on our case here soon about it. And if we make the mistake of letting Bella in, even though it's freezing cold outside, and we're trying to give her a place to be warm for a little bit, then who knows, maybe he'll threaten to evict us or something. But we pay our rent on time. We keep, Chris keeps the majority of the bills paid. I have some of my own personal bills, which consists of 3, and then just the rent. And then, like I said, I have, if I'm lucky, if I don't spend any money after all that's bought and paid for and done and over with, I'm lucky to have $250 a month. What can you do with $250 a month? Because I can't live on it. But anyway, forgive my randomness. I keep jumping around to things, but then I'm just so overwhelmed with things that are going on that I'm just trying to keep my own sanity, and I'm trying to get through it. But Chris wanted me to tell him when I was done with the live stream, so I guess, I've been on here a little over an hour. I guess I'll go ahead and shut it off and see what it was that he wanted to talk about that he didn't. He obviously didn't want to talk about on YouTube. It's okay, understandable, because I thought that he said that he did want to go to the store and get some things because we were going to go over together, because started but never finished. I will try to get on here again soon. If not, definitely by Halloween, which is Samhain, or Samhain is the way it's spelled, but it's actually pronounced Samhain or Soween. So that'll be the 31st, and this is the 24th. So if I feel like live streaming before them, then I guess I'll see you guys then. Blessed be.